The early hours were deceptively calm until the horizon erupted in fire. Explosions shattered the pre-dawn stillness as Ukrainian drones struck deep within Russia. No piloted jets, just a relentless swarm of unmanned aircraft. Operation Spiderweb had begun. The mission's audacity sent shockwaves worldwide, signaling a new era in warfare. The balance of power, once measured in tanks and jets, now faced a nimble, asymmetric threat. Ukraine, fighting for survival, had rewritten the rules with technological ingenuity. These drone strikes weren't just tactical victories, they were a declaration. The targets Russian long-range bombers, responsible for devastation in Ukrainian cities. Destroying them was both strategic and symbolic. The world watched, captivated and concerned, as military analysts scrambled for answers. How could sophisticated air defenses be breached by inexpensive drones? Operation Spiderweb wasn't just about destruction, it shattered the aura of invincibility. Even the most heavily defended locations were now vulnerable. This was a technological Pearl Harbor for some, a glimpse of the future for others. The strikes forced a global reassessment of defense strategies. Operation Spiderweb's success would echo in military planning rooms for years to come. Operation Spiderweb was born from hardship and resilience. Since 2022, Ukraine endured relentless bombardment and devastation. Yet the Ukrainian spirit adapted and innovated, seeking ways to strike back. Traditional warfare favored Russia's resources. Ukraine needed an equalizer. Drones emerged as that tool, evolving from reconnaissance to offensive weapons. The need for a decisive strike grew with each attack on Ukrainian cities. It wasn't just about defense, it was about deterrence and consequences. The idea of hitting high-value targets deep in Russia took shape. Ukrainian engineers, many from the tech sector, modified and developed new drones. They created advanced software for navigation and targeting. This fusion of necessity and ingenuity laid the groundwork for something bold. Operation Spiderweb was a plan born from unwavering resolve. It aimed to change the calculus of an unequal war. Ukraine was ready to show its reach extended far beyond its borders. Operation Spiderweb was the result of months of strategic planning. Ukraine couldn't match Russia conventionally, they had to think asymmetrically. Russian airbases, home to bombers striking Ukrainian cities, became the prime targets. Drones were chosen for their low cost, swarm potential, and zero risk to pilots. The plan, a multi-pronged attack, with drones approaching from multiple directions and altitudes. Some drones acted as decoys, others carried electronic warfare packages. The main strike drones were armed for maximum damage. The operation's complexity was immense, but so was the potential payoff. Each drone was a thread in a web designed to overwhelm Russian defenses. The goal: exploit gaps, turn Russia's vast territory into a vulnerability. Success would not just destroy assets, it would force Russia to rethink its defenses. Operation Spiderweb was a calculated gamble, hinting at a new era of warfare. The intricate web was set to ensnare its prey. Operation Spiderweb's success rested on a dedicated, highly skilled team. Intelligence analysts pored over satellite imagery and intercepted communications. Every detail about the target airbases was scrutinized. Aircraft locations, guard shifts, air defense capabilities. Engineers modified commercial drones and developed new models with longer range and advanced navigation. Payloads were tailored. Some drones carried high explosive warheads, others specialized charges. Training operators was crucial. Many were young, tech-savvy, and trained on simulators. They learned to fly long distances, evade detection, and navigate complex terrain. Route planning was an art, avoiding radar, using terrain masking, and synchronizing attacks. Timing was critical. Attacks had to hit multiple targets almost simultaneously. Redundancies and alternate routes were built in. Contingency plans for drone failures were developed. Nothing was left to chance. The psychological pressure on operators was immense. The mission's fate rested in their hands. The team's innovation and precision turned drones into bespoke instruments of war. The operation was a marvel of wartime ingenuity. Every phase, from intelligence to execution, was meticulously coordinated. The planner's attention to detail made the difference. Operation Spiderweb was a testament to teamwork and technological prowess. Under the cover of darkness, the drones launched from concealed locations. Dozens, perhaps hundreds, slipped into Russian airspace, each a node in the expanding web. Operators monitored their progress from afar, tension mounting in command centers. Russian air defenses tried to jam signals and intercept drones, but many pressed on. The web was designed for attrition. Individual losses were expected, but the collective impact mattered. Over the airbases, drones converged. Some struck parked bombers, others hit fuel and ammunition depots. Explosions lit up the night. Chaos erupted on the ground. Sirens wailed. Anti-aircraft fire filled the sky, often too late. Operators watched as target confirmations trickled in. Video feeds showed scenes of destruction. The mission's daring conception was matched by its devastating execution. As dawn broke, the extent of the damage became clear. The spiderweb had ensnared its prey, leaving burning wreckage deep in Russia. Operation Spiderweb was a triumph of strategy and technology. As the sun rose, the scale of Operation Spiderweb stunned Moscow. Multiple strategic bombers were destroyed or damaged. Fuel and ammunition blazed. The Kremlin's initial silence gave way to denials, but satellite imagery told the truth. The psychological impact inside Russia was profound. These were strikes deep in the heartland. Public confidence in military strength began to crack. The Russian military scrambled to disperse aircraft and bolster defenses, straining resources. Globally, military leaders and analysts pored over the details. How many drones? What types? How did they get through? Operation Spiderweb showcased the power of asymmetric warfare. A smaller nation, using ingenuity and technology, had struck a major blow. The attack ignited diplomatic debate, some condemned, others quietly applauded. The rules of engagement for drone warfare came under intense scrutiny. Operation Spiderweb forced a global conversation about the future of conflict. It was a moment of profound reevaluation. Operation Spiderweb jolted Western military establishments into action. The UK and NATO allies immediately reviewed air defense strategies. The vulnerability of bases and infrastructure to drone swarms became a top concern. The traditional reliance on manned jets was questioned. Hybrid air wings gained traction. Integrating manned and unmanned systems became a new priority. Investment in counter-drone technologies, radar, jammers, interceptors, accelerated. The speed of adaptation was now crucial. Operation Spiderweb showed that advanced strike capabilities were no longer the preserve of superpowers. Supporting allies with drone and counter-drone systems became central to military aid. Operation Spiderweb didn't invent drone warfare, but it accelerated its rise. Drones evolved from surveillance tools to decisive offensive weapons. Spiderweb marked a leap in scale, coordination, and impact. Drones became a central pillar of military power, not just a supplement. Rapid innovation, smaller, faster, smarter drones, challenged military planners. Swarming technology promised to overwhelm even advanced defenses. Hybrid air wings and unmanned systems were now essential across all domains. The defense industry shifted toward software, AI, and rapid prototyping. Quick adaptation became a key strategic advantage. Operation Spiderweb signaled that drone leaders would dominate future conflicts. The drone arms race is about smarter, not just more drones. Nations face financial and strategic challenges, balancing investment in drones and countermeasures. Defense budgets must adapt, often at the expense of traditional platforms. The risk of falling behind is real. Slow adaptation could be catastrophic. The proliferation of drone tech, even to non-state actors, creates instability. National security strategies must now account for a wider range of threats. Rapid evolution means today's systems can be obsolete tomorrow. Continuous research and procurement strain resources. The ethical questions of autonomous drones add another layer of complexity. Operation Spiderweb will be remembered as a turning point in modern warfare. Its impact went far beyond Ukraine's immediate gains. It changed perceptions of power, vulnerability, and conflict itself. The echoes of those explosions will shape military policy for decades. The operation proved that ingenuity and technology can level the battlefield. The low cost of drones versus the high value of destroyed assets revealed a new economic reality. Nations worldwide are now reevaluating their military postures. The rush to develop hybrid air wings and counter-drone tech is a direct result. Operation Spiderweb accelerated the integration of unmanned systems into all forces. It's a permanent reminder that innovation, not complacency, wins wars. The courage and ingenuity behind Spiderweb offer a glimpse into the future of conflict, where silent drones carry strategic weight.